Hey guys, it's Christy with Zen 10 Lotus Tarot, and I just wanted to come to you really quick with a twin flame reading. I haven't done one of these in quite some time, and so I just wanted to check the energies. Been getting a lot of channeled messages lately over the last few days, and so I wanted to get those out. Feeling like there's some twin flame energy that needs to get out into the universe. So I have two different decks, one for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine. I have a clarification deck as well that has already been, they've all been shuffled. And then I also have our twin flame message cards, like what would your twin flame say to you. We're going to do some divine masculine messages, some divine feminine messages, and then we're going to get mutual energy. So I hope that you enjoy this reading. Let me know in the comments if you do, and I'll do more future readings like this. So let's get started. We're going to get started with divine feminine energy at this time. Now, I want you guys to remember that these energies are fluid, and so if I'm speaking about the divine feminine, it could actually be the divine masculine embodying his divine feminine energy and vice versa. So that's where it gets a little confusing, but here's the deal. If you're a divine being and you're on a divine path with a divine counterpart, you're going to be a person who can embody both your divine feminine and your divine masculine energy. It's interchangeable for you. You utilize it to the best of your ability. You're all four kings and all four queens in one. So you have to remember that some of these messages may sound like it's coming from your counterpart, or it may be what you're feeling, but you're the divine feminine and I'm saying divine masculine. So please take what resonates and throw the rest out the window, right? So let's get divine feminine energy at this current time. What would divine feminine, what are they dealing with right now? What are they feeling? How are they moving? What's going on? Divine feminine. Waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for the opportunity, waiting to looking out into the future and seeing what it is that you want and waiting to go after it. There could be something stopping or delaying you at this time to where you can't move forward for one reason or another. But at this time, you're contemplating and you're knowing where you want to be and what you want to do and where you want to go. But you just have to wait, and be patient. And it's like, you're putting your guard down to say, like, I may have had my guard up in the past and I may have kind of kept myself closed off from the outside world, right? And it's like, but you're realizing, divine feminine, that you need to let your guard down. We love that you can embody your divine masculine energy and to use it to discern, what needs cut out of your life and what needs discerned to be correct for you or safe for you or good for you. But it also, you can't close yourself off to everything because you're actually causing your own delays, right? And so you're learning at this time that there's part of you that needs to put your guard down, and you're not used to that because you've not felt safe in the past in order to do that, to let your guard down. And so you're learning at this time, though, that that's what's necessary for you, especially in this period of waiting, because sometimes when we're in a period of waiting, we have to utilize our faith over everything. You know what I mean? And so faith is required in this connection, in this twin flame journey that you're on. And it's like, if you don't let your guard down while you wait, you're going to be full of anxiety and worry and fear, and that's what causes more delays for you. So you're putting your guard down. Yes, momentum. It's like you're ready to move forward in your life. Whatever is creating the delays in your life, you're ready to just put an end to it and get grooving, get moving and grooving. You may be hearing a message of good news in that direction in some way. Like maybe there's a conversation that you're going to have that's going to help you to understand that you have been worried for nothing, and that you've been stuck in your head a lot of the times and worried about all these doubts and fears and confusion, to only realize that you were actually creating a self-imposed prison within your own mind of worry for no reason. A lot of times our divine connection, such as a twin flame connection, will teach us exactly what needs to be healed within us, whether it's our own doubts, our own worries, our own fears, our own lack of faith in a situation. It's like it shows us a mirror of exactly what it is we need to fix, or to learn or to grow in order to ascend into a high enough level in order to receive such a divine connection, from the universe, from God, from the angels. It's like, if you can't learn the lessons, it's never going to happen. The union of you and your divine counterpart can't happen when there's resistance, involved in the form of worry and doubt and fear, especially fear. Clarify the Nine of Swords, please, for the divine feminine. Yeah, like you're embodying this like King of Wands energy, where it's like everything in your body and being wants to go. And you want to like grab hold of your person and be like, it's time, and it's like you're trying to get the strength in order to make that all happen. And it's like your fears are surrounding that, because you're like, okay, like what if it's one-sided? What if it's not? What if it's like not received in return, and that fear of rejection, that fear of abandonment, that fear of failure, that fear of non-reciprocation, right, in a connection. And it's like, so we're going to see how the divine masculine is viewing you at this time and what he's feeling. Divine masculine energy, please. Divine masculine energy only. Ace of Wands. He's ready to use that wand. He's ready to go after what he wants. Wand momentum, ready. Yeah. He's like, listen, I'm going to fight tooth and nail for what I want, what's mine. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't care if there's competition. I don't care if there's people standing in the way, interference, people not approving. It doesn't matter. Yeah, like it doesn't matter anymore. Like, it's like divine masculine knows what he wants. He has his eye on the prize, right? And it's like fast moving energy, the strength to come forward to offer a stable. It's been slow moving, right? And it's like inside there's this fast momentum within the divine masculine, where it's like, I want to be impulsive and I just want to go and grab my person and share my love, but and I am remembering all these awesome things about us in this connection, but it's so slow moving that I'm afraid of time, the time it's taking. And it's like, but you're ready for a new beginning, a new beginning in love. Divine masculine, clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Now, let me tell you about the Knight of Pentacles. Slow moving energy, but this is practical energy. This is like strategy. This is thought process. This is stability, Excuse me. The King of Pentacles is the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight capable of giving a stable enough offer to transform into the King of Pentacles, which is the divine counterpart, of the Queen of Pentacles, somebody who's loyal, committed, stable, protective, and wisdom, has a lot of practical wisdom about what it is in a relationship, like an equal give and take, and he can tell stories of his overcoming. The King of Pentacles is somebody who's been through a lot. It's somebody who has learned from his past experiences and is able to now share those past experiences in a way to help others realize what's the word I'm looking for? Like the good in finding that kind of commitment or loyalty or strength or relationship where it's stable and committed. You know, the benefits of that are unmatchable. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, we can all be distracted by temptations of sort, but it's like it doesn't tick all the boxes. It's never going to. You know, there's going to always be something missing. But when you find it all and you're ready to transform into that like King of Pentacles energy, it's like you've overcome and learned the lessons from anything that doesn't measure up and tick all your boxes. You know what I mean? Yeah, and you're manifesting, you know, divine masculine, you're manifesting that kind of loyalty, that kind of person for you, that kind of connection that you know you can't get superficially with others. You know, it's like you may have done that in the past, trying to figure out like, is this something special or not, you know? And it's like, that's okay, because you had to learn that lesson. Like, it's something that you had to go after and figure out for yourself. Nobody can make you do it. Nobody can, you have to learn by experience, right? And so that's what you've done. And you're like, listen, I'm ready to boss shit up. I'm going to not only I'm going to skip the King of Pentacles and go straight as the divine counterpart, the Emperor. That's the boss. That's the boss man. That's the divine masculine, you know, divine masculine energy is ready for his big ass cup of love. Ace of Cups. That's like love on fire, you know, like the holy grail, right? Good news, love, commitment, security, fun, excitement, curiosity, new beginnings. Like that's a big deal, you know, and you're watching your counterpart, you know, somebody that you have your eye on. It's like, there may be some confusion, you know, you may be a little confused about things. And it's like, what Spirit is saying is that that confusion and that illusion of what if thinking and doubt and fear and all of that is just created by the devil. You know, it's devil energy. It's like when you are on a path of a divine connection, like a twin flame journey, it's divinely guided, you know, God's got his hand in it. And so what is the first thing that's going to crop up? Temptations, interference, confusion, illusions, delusions that the devil throws in your path to try and knock you off course. Because the devil knows that if like two divine beings come together the way that they're supposed to in order to create change, whether that's in the form of like humanitarianism or bettering the lives of people in some way or changing the world in some way, it's like the divine counterparts are the ones to do that mission together. And if that mission begins, then you know the devil loses. And so you may have found that in your connection there's been some crazy ass shit like to come in and come at you and try and knock you off path in some way, to get you distracted from your path, to divert you from your path, to take you off course, to make sure that it doesn't happen, you know? And so we're going to get some messages like, let's do divine feminine to divine masculine. What would divine feminine say to divine masculine if there were no worries, fears, doubts, interference, anything, like open, safe heart space, you know? Like what would the divine feminine say to the divine masculine? Give me a couple cards. Divine feminine. Oh, that was a lot, but too many. Let's start. Okay. Divine feminine to divine masculine. Got one. Transformation is underway. Patience is required. It's you versus you. Evaluate your self-sabotaging behaviors at this time. So like divine feminine would say to the divine masculine, like maybe don't worry so much, you know, maybe there's things that are still unsaid, or there's things that are not known, or there's things that are not communicated, but feel, you know, feel and know in your heart space that this is your person, you know? Like, and you don't have to sabotage it because you're safe with your person. It's unconditional love, which means that nobody understands you better than the person who shares your soul, you know? So there's forgiveness there. There's forgiveness required, you know, of yourself and of each other. And so who better to be able to do that than your own soul partner? You know what I mean? The person who shares the same DNA, soul makeup as you know? And so divine feminine, divine masculine. Divine feminine, divine masculine. So we have all the money in this world is not worth losing us. I had to learn money doesn't equal happy. So maybe money was an obstacle for you in some way, divine feminine energy. Like maybe you felt like if you didn't have enough money, then I don't know, you weren't enough for your counterpart, or you weren't capable of providing, or something like that. In other words, you had to learn that it's not the money that makes you happy. It's not that. That's not what it is. It's about each other, having that stability, that connection, that love, you know? Love. Money can't buy love, you know what I mean? And it's like money can't buy safety, money can't buy devotion, loyalty, trust, all those things that are just come from a person, you know's heart and soul. I will always be here for you. I forgive you. I'm sorry if I've ever made you feel differently. So there may be some things in the past that you stress about that you're not sure can be forgiven. And this is saying, I'm always here for you. I always forgive you. I'm sorry if I ever made you feel differently. Like if you ever felt like I wouldn't forgive you for something, if you ever felt like you couldn't tell me something, if you ever felt like not enoughness or falling short in some way, like I'm sorry if I didn't give you the space to talk it out. I'm sorry if I didn't give you the courtesy to tell you how I was feeling, or to listen if you felt like I wasn't listening. It says, you kiss me this time. Tell me you need me like I need you. You will be receiving a message for an opportunity to collaborate. Answer that. Forgive, to detach from resentment and anger that does not allow growth. So there could be things that you're holding on to, that you're worried about, that you're scared over, that you're not forgiving yourself about, or you're not forgiving your person about, and you're holding resentment and anger in some way. And it's like Spirit is saying you have to forgive and let go of past. It has to be a clean slate. It can't be tit for tat. It can't be conditional, is the basic best way to put it. It's like love in a divine connection is unconditional, even when for a hot minute you think you want to hold on to anger or resentment. It's like it can't happen. It doesn't happen. It's very strange. It's very unexplainable, you know, the level of love. You are safe. You know I would never hurt you. So that might be something you needed to hear. Maybe you've dealt with a lot of bad relationships in the past, and like this is the first time that maybe you can breathe the fresh air, that maybe you're safe, you know? Maybe that kind of hurt isn't going to happen in this connection going forward. It says you don't have to have all the answers, just try, you know? Sometimes we can like what if shit to death, or like what about tomorrow, or 10 years from now, or what about yesterday and 6 years ago, and I don't know, and like if I'm starting to utilize my reference book of the past too much like a Bible, then I can get stuck in my head about past relationships and how that went wrong and things like that. And so maybe I'll protect myself so my heart don't get hurt. And the bottom line is that all we have is right here and right now, and we don't know what tomorrow brings, but like a promise of a try is a phenomenal place to start. Like to actually put forth effort in trying to see what this is, having that curiosity and excitement. Let's get a couple more. What's the divine feminine? When I say the divine masculine, divine feminine to divine masculine. Too many. Divine feminine. Many people saw. Nobody had the balls to protect you. Karma is here. So, I don't know, maybe something has happened to divine masculine that was shitty as fuck, or something happened to divine feminine that was shitty as fuck, and a lot of people saw what the hell was going on, but nobody did shit about it. And it's like, it's time for karma to come through and to clear the smoke and mirrors, to know the truth about the situation. And that is that a lot of it was due to try to rip apart people from getting on their divine path. And it's like that happens in divine connections. Weird shit goes down because they sense, right, a divine being in their presence in some way. And so the first thing that people want to do is to knock you off your throne, knock you off your path, take you off course, confuse you, trick you, make you believe lies that aren't true, make you believe gossip that's not true, make you think that you're with a divine counterpart when you're not. And it's like, that's what karmic people do in our lives. They're there to teach us a lesson. They're there to show us that we need to have faith in a divine connection, and that we need to know who our person is at all times, and to stay focused on that, even in rough waters, even when it seems impossible, even when it seems like it just doesn't make sense. It's like we need to stay focused on our faith. It says, take a spiritual bath, cleanse toxic energetic attachments. Yeah, so like, how do toxic attachments occur? Well, they can be in our energetic space. We can exchange sexual energy with them in some way. We can be tricked into attaching ourselves to people that are karmic and not our true divine counterpart. And so cleanse. When I say take a spiritual bath, I mean do a deliberate bath. Go in, talk, pray, wash yourself clean of any attachments to negativity, any attachments to people who don't serve you, any attachments to people who are there to throw you off path. It's like, take the time to cleanse your energetic field, your ability to cleanse your soul and your spirit. It's sometimes fasting also does the same thing. You can cleanse from an inner, your inner cells of your body and your DNA to activate it into ascension. You know what I mean? And so praying during a fasting period is amazing for your cleansing of your body on the inside. So it looks like cleansing practices are in need. Okay. It says, surrender your heart into this union, for all else in this world is momentary. That's Rumi on Sacred Union. Justice is being served at this time. When you look in my eyes, I just know all is well. I am learning more about our connection. So let's see what the divine masculine is feeling for the divine feminine at this time. what would he say to her? You are on a pedestal with your partner. Teeter carefully. Who were you before you became who you are? Love, innocence, curiosity, and fun. So it's like, at this time, I think Divine Masculine, it's like, who was I before I decided who I have to be? You know, like, before everybody expected things of me, before I already, like, determined my fate in this world, or my story, how it's going to unfold. Who was I before I had all those limitations on myself that I created, you know? Who could I be, you know? How could I get creative? How could I get energetic? How could I get excited about a new story, even if it's completely different than the past story that I've already, you know, jotted down to begin with? You know, it's okay to change a story. It's okay to write a new chapter. It's okay to rewrite a chapter. It's okay to write an entire plot twist ending in a book. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, at this time, you're like evaluating that, you know, evaluating the curiosity of it and the excitement of it, and knowing that you have a choice in the matter is the biggest awareness freaking hack there is that you do have a choice, and that nothing's set in stone. You know, you don't have to be who you were yesterday to save face. You don't have to be who you were 5 minutes ago. You get to create your reality day by day, moment by moment, bit by bit, piece by piece, brick by brick. You know, it's like, you get to decide. You're in charge. You're the pen holder. You're the, you know, you're the author. You're the one unfolding the story for all of humanity to see. So get excited. Ooh. We're not doing the whole deck, yo. Let's see. Come on. Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine. What would you say? What would you say? Okay. I need you to protect me. I can't wait to feel all of you again. Hey. Hey now. Hey now. You've got a shit ton of we've got a shit ton of playing to do. Yes, we do. Yes, this is true. Okay. You are highly protected and chosen for greatness. Move in silence. You know, the less people know about your movements, the better. You know, because here's the deal. They got nothing to interfere with if they don't know shit, right? So whatever you're thinking at this time, whatever you're planning, strategizing, plotting, and figuring out for yourself, keep it to yourself, you know, or your divine counterpart, and nobody else's business. You know what I mean? Not at all. Oh, crap. That's way too many. I would love to read them all, though, because I'm that nosy, but I'm just not going to do that. We're going to say, Spirit, give me something a little bit less, you know, like give me a couple, not the whole deck. Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine energy. Okay, that's better. Okay. There's no sunshine when he or she is gone. There's no sunshine when she's gone. That's a good tune. Who is that? Withers? Bill Withers? I don't know. Great friggin' tune, yo. Okay, you are imperfect, perfection, and loved beyond measure. Warning! Sexual energy. Okay, I feel my sacral chakra light up when you get excited. Tell me what you want me to do. All of our struggles are for a purpose. Please know that. It is divinely guided. Yes. That's hard, you know? That's the hardest thing in a divine connection to realize, is that like they're not easy to navigate, because it's like they're just so perfectly imperfect that there's so much jealousy, envy, devil energy, you know, surrounding them, because of course it's like everybody wants to make sure that it doesn't happen. And so you're going to incur some shit that you just can't even wrap your head around, but it's all divinely for a purpose, because those are the lessons that we had to learn individually on our own before we could ever come together as a partnership. You know, the divine masculine has to learn his own lessons, divine feminine has to learn her own lessons, and they have to choose, you know, choose each other in the end, or not to choose each other, or not to evolve. It's really it's an individualized, it's like the universe is like, here it is, like you get to choose. Do you want to grow? Do you want to evolve? Do you want to do this, or don't you? And that's okay if you don't. It's okay if it's not for you. It's okay if it's not for your counterpart. But the point of the matter is that no matter what, you're both going to grow, you know, from the connection in one way or the other. You're both going to evolve on your own timeline. You know, can't be rushed. Divine timing is a thing, you know. It has always been you, and again, just you. I've pulled away to give you the space and time to heal, you know? So like maybe divine masculine or divine feminine has pulled away in this to allow that to happen, you know? Because you both have unconditional love for each other. It's like you're secure enough in your connection to know that like it needs space, you know, to grow or not grow. And it has to be something that you each decide for yourself. It's like free will is a thing, you know, like divine connections have to come together free will. No, there's no karmic shit about it, you know. And that's kind of how you know the difference between who's your karmic partners and who is your divine counterpart, is that there's going to be no tricks of the trade with your divine counterpart. It's going to be like upfrontness, and this is what it is. And like, I love you no matter if you choose me or you don't, you know. I love you for who you are, every piece of you, every flaw, every great thing about you, every imperfection, every struggle. Like, I love you, period. There's no expectations attached to it. It just is what it is, you know? And so that's amazing energy that you're like, listen, I gotta step back and let this happen if it's gonna happen, or not happen if it's not gonna happen, you know? And I have to be okay one way or the other. And I wish my person well, regardless. You know, I pray for them every day for their own happiness, or their own ascension, or their own healing, or their own happiness, even if it's without me, you know? I could talk to you for hours and never run short of words. Yes, you know? It's like the never-ending conversation that could go on for days just because you guys both light each other up intellectually. It's like you never run out of, it's never dull. There's no boring about it, even in silence, you know? Even in silence, it's like a comfort, a contentment, a happy breathing space, you know? You don't feel like you need to entertain your counterpart. You just be with your counterpart. Any more messages from divine masculine to divine feminine? Your wandering eye makes me nervous and a little insecure. Could I ever be enough for you? You know? And it's like, maybe that's something that needed to be healed within your divine counterpart, is that they need to be confident and secure in themselves to say, listen, I know my own worth. And if I'm not enough for you, then go be with whoever you need to be with in order to make you feel better. But like, I'm going to be okay whether you choose me or you don't, because I don't compete. I'm a divine feminine. I'm a divine masculine. I don't compete with other people. So choose. choose whoever you want. I'm not going to compete with other people. You know, I'm stepping back from the competition to say, like, I know my own worth and you know your own worth. And so maybe that was something that needed healed in your divine counterpart, that they're now overcoming. You know what I mean? That they're becoming secure within themselves to say that it's okay if I'm not your choice. You know, I'm not gonna roll up in a ball and die if I'm not. You know? And so it's like, maybe that was one of the lessons, you know, that you needed time to heal, or that your person needed time to heal. Yes. Okay. Deep down, I've always wanted to feel seen and loved. I feel that from you. Spirit has given warnings to those who have interfered. Will they listen or continue? It's their choice and their consequence. So you may have had a lot of interference in your connection in some way, and it's like Spirit has given those people who have interfered fair warning to stop doing what they're doing, you know, but it is at the end of the day their choice and their consequence if they continue to interfere. You have to understand that divine connections are just that, divinely guided. And so there's some higher level people and entities and ancestors and angels protecting your connection. And so therefore karma will come quick, fast, and unforgiving. So it's their choice if they want to continue to interfere, because the consequences are still going to come if they decide not to stop with the interference. I miss you. I know I crossed the line with you. I am sorry. I've looked for you in others, but nobody compares to you. The grass was not greener on the other side. I miss you. I wish you knew how protected you are with me, holding your heart. So maybe there's, again, maybe one of the lessons that somebody needed to learn in your connection is that they don't have to fear abandonment. They don't have to fear not being loved, or being mistreated, or being hurt, or being cheated on, or being lied to, or anything like that. It's like you're safe with one another, because you're never more safe than with somebody who shares your same soul. You know, they understand you, they understand your needs. Even when they're not spoken, they understand your needs, they understand your wants, they understand what you require in order to feel safe. So it's like you are safe with your person. You really are, even if you don't know it yet. Or maybe that's a lesson you're still learning at this time. Let's do mutual messages, Spirit. Give me mutual messages they would like to say to each other, like that they both are feeling mutually. And then we'll close this up, because we're almost at 40 minutes. Yo, this is a long ass reading. I didn't mean to go this long. Okay. Mutual. The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. Rumi. Love Rumi. I sometimes feel and hear your heartbeat. It's innate. So like you may be feeling some of those twin flame, like nudges, pokes, and prods is the best way to put them. It's like you could be laying there and you hear like the sound of an echoing heartbeat, or feel the sound of an echoing heartbeat, or hear it in your ear. It's almost like a ding, 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 ding. And you know it's not your heartbeat. It's different from your heartbeat because yours is beating at a different rate. That's a twin flame sign, you know, that your twin flame is in your energetic field or in your energetic space in some way. Like you are connecting at that moment by either thinking of one another at the same time, fantasizing about one another at the same time, or just your energetic focus is on each other in the 5D realm, which is so cool. It's actually very cool when that happens. And it may not happen often, but it does happen. So somebody's feeling that at this time. I wish I knew what you were thinking. You blew my entire mind, body, and soul. I love how focused you are and independent. I never feel pressured with you. So this is mutual. So I forgot. Yeah, we're on mutual shit. Okay. So you're both feeling the signs, some twin flame signs, right? You could be seeing synchronicities. You could be seeing like things that you know are your person's things that they see or that they are connected to energetically in a spiritual realm. They could be seeing things that you are, emotionally, spiritually connected to, those little signs, from the universe. I miss feeling the protection of you. I think you both feel protected around each other. It's like something solid that you know that you can count on at all times, no matter damn what occurs. It's like a constant, in your life. I admire you from afar. Sometimes I feel my heart is safer that way. I secretly love to be possessed by you. That is a little hot. I mean, I'm just saying. Possess me, do it. Okay, I have a problem with choosing people who are not good for me. Maybe that's something that scares you both, is that in the past you've had a terrible, terrible way of picking people. And so you're like, well, this just must be a mistake too. And maybe I'm choosing wrong again. And what if? And here we go with the doubts and the fear and the worry and the anxiety and the lack of clarity, right? Of what's not listening to intuition is the biggest thing, when we don't listen to our gut instinct. And so Spirit is saying you will continue to make those kind of choices where you're picking the wrong people if you don't start listening to your intuition, watching the signs, getting enough clarity within your own soul space to know the difference between somebody who's right for you and who's your counterpart. You know what I mean? So might be a lesson you both had to learn. It's in your mutual energy. 555, change is here. So you could be seeing the numbers 555. You could be seeing I don't know, on the clock or whatever, or you come across numbers that say 555. That indicates change in the spiritual realm in some way. Look it up. It's pretty cool. 555 is a great number. Transformation and change. We've both changed and grew so much. Whatever happens, good or bad, just that is enough to have gratitude. Even just that is gratitude worthy. So like just the idea that you both met, that you both ascended, you both grew, you both learned is enough to be grateful for, right? So it's like you both are letting go of any expectation for the future and just loving the idea that knowing each other and being in each other's lives in some way has changed you for the better, And I feel like you both feel that way. Like no matter what happens, we're good, like we're grateful that we even got to know each other